Hi, my name is Tracy and I've been a scrapbooker for quite some time, and I've always wanted to do these videos. I have a couple that are for card making and they're kind of lame, but that's okay. I'm kind of new at this and I'm willing to learn as I go along. But for my first scrapbooking video, I wanted to do scrapbook share for the month of November 2016. Now, I don't normally make this many layouts, but for this month I happen to make 29. And don't think that I'm some super scrapbooker. I don't have small children and I'm not married. I do have a very busy life and I have a very busy job, and this is totally my release, my creative release. And I've been scrapbooking, oh gosh, 21 years or so. So I have lots and lots of albums. I can't even begin to tell you. So anyway, things have changed so much in the last 20 years. And I even took a 6-year break, and I don't ever recommend that. But I want to show you what I did for the month of November. And bear with me, I'm still trying to figure out my my lighting and my camera angle, because I got a new camera and I don't know how to set up the tripod and to flip the picture yet. So I'm having to do this upside down, at least for this video, and maybe I'll figure it out through the software before I upload it. So, and pardon my rambling. Okay, so anyway, I live in Texas. I recently moved here from California, but I'm from Texas. I've lived in Texas for 35 plus years, so most of my life. So anyway, so here's the first one. I wanted to get this out of the way. It is an 8.5 by 11, as you can see. And it's hard to see the picture, I'm sure, but it is a spider web. It's a huge, let me see, huge spider web. And it had a huge spider in the center of it, of course. And it was a peach color, and it was in a peach tree, and the owner said that it was, this spider lives there all the time. So I felt kind of, I guess, blessed to see it, because I'm just fascinated with spiders and how they're able to make their webs and everything. So this sketch is, and I'm going to get better at this, about saying where I'm getting the sketches, because I do want to give credit to where it's due. But I know that it did come from a sketch, and this one is on my blog, and I will try to remember to have a link to my blog. It's depleting the stash at blogspot.com. Anyway, so a lot of this is scraps that I had. I know that these two are from the new Gather collection, you know, those beautiful gold stickers. I know that's from there, but a lot of this has been in my stash. All right, then the second one is also from my stash, and I have to say, I don't have a silhouette or a Cricut. I have a scan and cut, and one of the things I love about it is, and I think you can do this in some of the other programs as well, is I took a font that I found online and I created my own word, and I cut it out 2 or 3 times so that it was thick, so they're kind of like thickers. And so that's what I did for the title here. And so what this was a food truck fest that my friends from Meetup went to, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Meetup, but I've been a member of Meetup for about 5 years, and it's a group, it's international, so it's not just in Texas. It's where people who have common interests get together and they do different events together. So this event was to go to this food truck fest, and this is some of the trucks that we saw there, and it is totally using my stash. I think this is Amy Tangerine, and I could be wrong, so forgive me if I am. This was from a, oh gosh, the Heidi Swap kits that she makes, and I don't use that, the Project Life. I don't do those. Or Becky, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really bad. I should just probably hush and just say, oh yeah, this is from my stash. So anyway, and the sequins I don't know where that one probably came off from the previous one. Anyway, so these little stickers, I think I got these at the Dollar General. So I thought that those were kind of cute. I kind of stick them on every now and again. And then this is a picture, of course, of the sunset. And I think the West Coast has the most beautiful sunsets. This is from a sketch. And I just had some scraps that were on my desk, and I wanted to use them up. And so this went together fairly fast. I wanted to make sure that I document my the things that are going on in my life. I'm trying not to, here, let me kind of squeeze them together. So I have an addiction to nachos. I didn't have an addiction to nachos till I moved back to Texas. I don't know why. There is not a reason why. But I can tell you that I was eating nachos at least once a week, and it is not part of my diet plan. I have been on, I've been very faithful to my diet plan. It's similar to a paleo diet. I've lost a lot of weight, and it's not part of my diet plan. But of course, the thing with addiction is the craving that goes with it, and I just crave these nachos. In this restaurant, it's called Fuzzy's Tacos. It's here locally in North Texas, and I just love their nachos, and I just want to make sure I document that. And oh, this I absolutely love. I love the gray and the yellow together. And what started this whole layout was this card right here that I had gotten a card kit from Simon Says Stamp last year. And I just fell in love with this gray and the yellow, and I'm a big fan of yellow as it is. And I know that it came from a sketch because I remember the circles all going down, and all scraps once again. This little tag, this banner, is from Claudia Van R. That I do know that it was from a kit that I had purchased from her. And then these, of course, are the Tim Holtz, you know, the little word phrases, stickers. This is fairly new, even though I don't even remember who it's from. The sequins, once again, are from Pretty Pink Posh. And I have to tell you, the photograph is of my daughter. And I had to do it in black and white because her hat that she had on was bright lime green. Her hair is blonde on the top and purple at the bottom. And it just didn't go with what I had going on here. And I really love this. And I wanted to have a picture of her because I think that she's lovely. All right, this is the same daughter a couple years later. But this layout, I wanted to mention, it's mixed media, as you can tell, is that, you know, smooshing on the cardstock. I don't like that. I don't like it for me. I see Missy Whidden do it. I see other people do it. It looks absolutely beautiful. They're flawless at it. It is not comfortable for me. So I will be doing something different in the future instead of that, to give that same kind of look. Of course, you can tell that I stitched around the edge on both the brown and the gold. And I want to say this is from a sketch, and it could be just inspired by a sketch. But I've got some flare. This is from a flare with buttons, and then the sequins I know are from Pretty Pink Posh. This is a very fun layout for me to make. This is totally scraps. I've pulled it from different things. I really like the small photographs of this. That I wanted to make sure it didn't look Christmassy because it wasn't Christmas whenever these pictures were taken, and it has to do with my friend that I worked with in California and these birds that somebody had brought into our office. And she just fell so in love with them, and it's so cute to see how she's interacting with them. And I just wanted to make sure that I remember this, that it was, she was such a sweet girl, and I miss my friends in California. So I just want to document that. And this is a photo. I know probably the thing you see is the photo. I'm kind of hoping anyway. This is my new kitten. Her name is Sophie. And at this time she was 5 weeks old. She's 10 weeks old now. But when I took the picture, she was 5 weeks old. And so the Cute Girl collection was just perfect for this. I absolutely love the colors. These flowers, they're from Altenew. They're stamps. They're like a multi-step stamps, and the colors are also Altenew. I thought it turned out so cute, and of course this packaging technique, which I don't like, but that's okay. This layout is really kind of funny. It has a funny story, not the pictures, but the background is kind of funny because I scrapbooked for, like I said, started 20 years ago, and in 2008 I took a break, and so I didn't scrap for like 6 years, and this was one of the last pages that I made before I took my break, and it didn't have any pictures on it. I couldn't find any pictures that would work with it, so I thought, well, I'll just stick it in my stuff and eventually I'll find something, not knowing that 8 years later that I'd have these photographs of my granddaughter. And so just the orange and the brown, all this right here, these little elements here are new. And so I think this I got from Paper Issues, that they have little cards that you can print, and then I just colored in the stars with colored pencils. And I know that the paper is something I got in a kit earlier this summer, and it was from Simple Stories, and I am so happy. I just had little bits and pieces left over, and I thought it turned out really nice. I don't like this, but it's okay. It's okay. It's the the Heidi Swap in the navy with sprayed on, of course you can tell, a star stencil. That's pretty obvious. And then I just sprinkled, in most of my layouts, as you probably already could tell, they go at an angle where I do sprinkles, or I do the pattern of the embellishments go in an angle. So that's very typical of me. These star sequins, I'm not sure where I got. I could have gotten them from Pretty Peak Posh, but I don't really remember. And this one is after watching Laura Whitaker. She did a beautiful Halloween layout, and I absolutely love the spider web that she had hand stitched. And I haven't hand stitched on a layout in, oh gosh, 12 years or so. That, yes, it was very popular at one time. Things have a way of going back, as you can tell, with fashion. Same thing with scrapbooking. Things that we had done years ago are coming back into being popular. Those that are fairly, I guess, newer into scrapbooking. One of the things that is definitely newer since I've come back into scrapbooking are there were kits, but you had to buy all your die cuts separately, and now they've got the ephemera pack. That is brilliant in my opinion, because it was getting expensive buying one piece at a time. Like you would have to buy him by himself and buy the spiderweb by itself. I mean, it was just getting outrageously expensive. So when I came back to scrapbooking, I was so happy to see that there were these ephemera packs with different collections that you could purchase together, and they all went together. I'm like, yes, thumbs up on that. Anyway, so Laura Whitaker, what I loved about her layout that I took from it was, of course, the spider web and the way that these are lined up. And some of them have foam tape underneath it, so that they're raised. I love, love, love that. So there's a lot of elements here. These little these are wooden stars that were wooden color, and I just painted them with a Sharpie. So that's my secret to that. And then here's another one with the Cute Girl papers, which I loved. And this came in a kit that I had. I was a member of, oh goodness, I'll think of it, of another scrap, now I belong to Click Kits. I get their kits, but I had belonged to this other one, and I feel really bad because I really did like them. It's where you get 4 kits, 4 different collections in one kit, but they're really small, and I felt that I was still hungry for more, so that's why I decided to go with a company or an organization or a kit company that offered more items of the same collection, because I would just get just a little bit, enough to do like 2 layouts. I'm like, no, I want to do more. Anyway, so once again, here we are at the diagonal, and then the center stage, of course, is the photograph. And of course, you know, like most of you guys, I have a total desire for coffee every day, and I usually drink coffee all day long. And I stop drinking regular coffee around noon, and then I drink decaf the rest of the day, and that even includes going to bed at night. I love these cork and gold hearts. I just love, love, love them. And then these are from 2 different sets from the Flair for Buttons that I was able to incorporate onto this. And I know that this is from Stuck Scraps. That is one of their sketches. So, and then the sequins are from Pretty Pink Posh. This layout is something, it was a challenge on Mercy Tierra's, I know I see her YouTube, and I know that she has Facebook. I don't get on her Facebook. I don't get on Facebook that often. But I did see that, so I wanted to go ahead and participate. This is the first time I've ever participated in one of her challenges. And so the challenge was you had to use 2 pictures, the color purple. Photos had to be of something silly. And I want to say that there was something else, but I can't remember what it is. So what I have done here, this purple bag right here is from the Click Kits, that whenever I got my badge, you know, that I'm in the Click, it was in this purple bag, and I'm like, perfect, I can use it behind this photo, which, as you can tell, it's the same photograph. One's in color and one's in black and white. This tag and this banner right here are from Claudia Van R. This is watercolor paper, this right here, and I've used several colors of yellow because I think that purple and gold and yellow go together so well. And so I wanted to have this variegated, you know, color. And this, you know, I'm sorry, I don't remember where I got this, but I know it came in a kit. So I don't know if you can see that it came with 3 of the squares and 2 of the circles, and then you can just watercolor or spray them, and it has the resist, and so the resist was the good times. And then once again, the sequins, most of the sequins, some of these I think I got at Michael's, some of these purple, the big purple ones, but some of these other ones I got from Pretty Pink Posh. This one is really busy, so different from my other layouts, but I wanted to make sure that I can get on one page this event, that this is my meetup group once again, and we had a Halloween party, and I have 9 photos on this, and I have tons of embellishments on it. I love it that I have a printer that I've purchased, that I can print my own photographs at home, and I use the program on my phone that I'm able to you know, do different sizes of photographs. I absolutely love this. I love this page. Oh, here's the stars that I used on the other page, except these are the wooden stars. Yep. And Claudia Van R, she has several kits that she sells on her Etsy, and this is a kit that I had purchased. It has this beautiful paper. I love the colors, and I just love, love, love them. And I only have an 8.5 by 11 printer, and now I'm kind of sad. I wish I had a 12 by 12 because I would love to have this in, you know, 12-inch, but I'll just figure out what to do, you know, on my own. But all of this is from her, except for the background, and even this is from her. So, you know, as you can tell that I cut out with my Scan and Cut, the word silly, and got my girls. They are very silly. This layout is a little different in the fact that many years ago my mother-in-law had Alzheimer's, and I had made a scrapbook for her so that she could look at it to remember like her family and some events, and I just was trying to have some things in there, some things that we do as a family. And they were it was 8.5 by 11. Well, she passed away about 12 years ago, and I still had her album, and I just wanted to do something with the layouts, either put them in my girls' albums, or redo them to make them 12 by 12 to put them in my albums. So that's what I did with this one. We went to Turner Falls, it's in Oklahoma, back in the fall of 2003, and I wanted to have, if you had seen in 2003 when I scrapped this, it was way different than this is right now. I didn't have a scan and cut then, of course. They didn't make them then. But I had used, so this time around, you know, I had cut out, you know, with the cut file, and I just inked around the edges around them, you know, to kind of give them some depth. And this is my handwriting from 2003, and I just trimmed it, you know, made little strips of the journaling, and sprinkled, you know, what color, you know, I'm not quite sure. I think that this is Dilution, and then this is Heidi Swap Gold. So I think that's what this is. I think it's like a sunshine yellow. I'll have to look. I don't remember. Oh, here's another cute girl. You know what I ended up doing is I fell in love with the cute girl, like I said, and there was only enough to do a couple layouts. Well, I had to go to one of the stores online, I don't remember which one, and I just bought some more papers, and I bought I just bought some more supplies so that I could, you know, make some more layouts. Now, I know you saw a picture of my kitten, but I have a cat, and this is him right here. He's 7 years old, and Sophie is laying right next to him. And I know it looks like a black blob, but up close you can see that there are two cats. It's going to be very difficult photographing my cats just because they're both black, and so anyway, they're just so sweet. And I know that this was from a sketch, and once again, I'll get better at it. I really like the way that this turned out. And then here's the silly girls once again. You know, I love these two. And I know that this was from a sketch, and this is from the Posh collection from Simple Stories. I really love the colors of this. This turned out so nice. The background isn't from it, but everything else is. I normally don't have, I like a solid background, or at least a somewhat solid background. So sometimes it's difficult for me to scrap when there's a lot of, you know, design behind it. So if it's kind of, if it reads like a solid like this does, this doesn't like show a pattern so much, it's much easier for me to work with. And here, this is another one of those layouts from my mother-in-law's album. It was a 2-page layout, and it was quite different than this. And this little dog was on it. This is from Close to My Heart. It was a dog that I had embossed on some, in some paper actually. It's not even cardstock. And I took that from my mother-in-law's album. I was able to pop it off and save it because I wanted it, you know, part of this album. This is Christmas of '96, and so I gave it a totally updated look, that's for sure. Another cute girl collection, and there's my two black blobs, my two black cats. His name is Liddell, her name is Sophie, and I just got to make sure that I scrap them, especially, you know, it's like your babies, you know, got to get her when she's small because they grow so fast. And this paper clip I got at Target in their dollar spot. And I know that this was a sketch. I didn't even start writing them on the back. Okay, another one of these pages that was from an album from my mother-in-law, and it gave me an opportunity to use the bear from the Gather collection, which I loved. And I have to say, these leaves, I hand cut the leaves, but what I had done is I was going to do a page and I wanted to spray the mustard, the Heidi Swapp, you know, color shine in the mustard color, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I just set it off to the side and I ended up cutting a bunch of shapes. So like this is one here, and then the leaves here, of course, that I stitched down. And then this is, I cut from my scanning cut, and you know, I just replaced the centers of the D and the A, you know, to give this, I don't know, I really like this. I like the way that that turned out. And this is these are photos from 2008. And I know when I had done this, this is towards the end of my time of scrapbooking. And here we are. Oh, I love this collection, the Snow and Cocoa. This is on my blog, and this is the first collection that I have bought everything. I couldn't wait for any kit to come out. I just grabbed everything that I could. The only thing I don't think I have are some stickers, or some of the things I didn't want to get. There's some things that I just don't like. But this collection I love, love, love. I love the colors. I love that. So the only thing that's not from the Snow and Cocoa from crepe paper is this. And I think that's Fancy Pants, a little flare there. The sequins are from Pretty Pink Posh. Oh. And this, I think this will be the first layout that I have here. I think so. From the Gather collection, which I got in my first click kit, November 2016, Swan Lake. And most of it is it, but you know, like this paper isn't, and then these aren't, and this isn't, and that's not. That's from Jen Scow. I got that from her store, and this isn't either. But I have to say, reading this, when I was putting this together, I thought, oh, this is just like what Tanya Hubbard does. The most amazing, good-looking girl, the truth. So I thought, oh gosh, I was proud of myself to come up with that. Anyway, and then the background paper on both of those I got from, I'll have to show you. I got this at Michael's, Wedding Neutrals, and I love the pinks in it. I actually thought I was going to be doing baby pictures, you know, with my granddaughter, and even my granddaughter's mother, my daughter. I haven't done most of her baby pictures, but actually I've been using it with this collection. This is also from the Gather collection. Some of the papers, to be honest, I got everything in the kit, plus I ended up buying more. I ended up getting the 6x6 pad, and I bought the chipboard stickers. So I got those in addition. Once again, that's from Jen Scow. I wanted to make sure that I documented voting this year, because this was such a pivotal year, in my opinion, in the years that I've been voting. And I wanted to make sure I document. I never talk about with anyone who I vote for, ever, 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 and I'm not going to now. But I think it's important to vote. It's one of our civic responsibilities, and you know, you can't complain if you don't vote. So I don't complain about it anyway. What am I going to do about it anyway? Okay, so then here's another one from the Click Kit, the November, Swan Lake. And this is a photograph from Thanksgiving last year when I was in California. I didn't have any family. All my family, my girls were in Texas. And I was going to be moving to Texas within 2 months of this photo taken anyway. But I have a girlfriend, she opens up her home, and so we had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner at her house. But I love the way that this turned out, and I know this was from a sketch. And this, I mean, I use so many fun elements here. I didn't think I would like these. You know, I don't really like a lot of bulk. I'm glad that there were only, you know, just a few in there, just, you know, just to see how I like them. So we'll see. We'll see. Of course, the sequins actually came in the kit. The bigger ones did. I like the small ones, these teeny ones. Those are from Pretty Pink Posh, and they match beautifully. Oops. Here's another one from the same kit. It's my granddaughter again. I don't have a back to school or first day of kindergarten picture for her. This is the closest one I have. And on Facebook it says that this is her favorite outfit. So that's what I documented, but I wanted to, you know, it's weather, and that's saying a lot considering Texas, we don't get weather until like like last week, which is the week of Thanksgiving. We just don't hardly ever get that cold. It takes a while for it to get cold. Anyway, that's why I've got the alphabet here, because this is her beginning of kindergarten for her. And you know, once again, this is something new for me. These little paper clips, and this turned out really cute. I just wanted to make sure that I had, you know, yellow in the 3 areas here. And oh my gosh, I know you look at this and like, oh my gosh, girl, after seeing that last page and then to this, I'm like, what have you done? Well, yeah, you know, you have to get out of your zone. You know, you gotta experiment. But I wanted to try the fringing. I haven't even done that yet, which I'm sure that's everyone's done and they're on to something else now. But I wanted to give it a try. I used the 6x6 paper pads. I fringed this all by hand. I don't have the scissors. I don't see the need. And it turned out cute. And it started as a sketch, but then I totally went on my own. I think the only thing that's the same is the two pictures there. This is a very old picture. It was back in the 70s, and I had scanned it and printed it in black and white, and I put the original back here, and I also did my journaling back here. But it was so brown and yellow, and it didn't really go with what, you know, what I was, you know, wanting. But I wanted to keep it together. I wanted to keep the original with this layout, so I made that little pocket in the back. And so I have some of the ephemera, and then of course the chipboard. So it's got some dimension. I know that came in the kit. And this, oh, I love the letters, the alpha that came. Oh my gosh, it turned out so cute. This right here, this black was in my stash, and I wanted to make sure that, you know, it had something happy or, you know, smile, because I had it the other way around, and the word here was something got cut off, and it said like thin. I don't know what it said. I think it was supposed to say think, but the K got cut off, so it said thin, and I thought, no, I don't want that. You know, I want something happy. So this is, I really like the way this turned out, even though it is like totally different than anything else I've ever done. And then the black, I used Indie ink with a paintbrush around the edges before I even got started, and using that paper from the Michaels pad turned out pretty cute. This is the last one. I know if you hung on this long, I appreciate it. Another very old picture from probably 1975, and this is me when I was a teenager, and I know it looks like I sneezed on this too, but part of this was a sketch, and it started off using the Gather collection, but I went into my stash and I just started pulling all kinds of things out, and that's why we have what we have here. I know it's a little crazy, but you know what? It's a page that's done. It's a picture of me when I was, you know, a teenager, and I look at that and I see, you know, my daughter. You know how your kids look like you, or maybe yours don't, but I have one that does, and 2 that don't. So Go figure. Anyway, that is it, and I appreciate you hanging in there, and I hope to do one in December as well. I hope that if it looks like it's a pretty heavy month like it was this month, that I'll do one towards the middle of the month and then one at the end of the month, but I'll be out of town for the first week in December, so maybe I won't have as many because I won't be here to do it. And also, I wanted to have something different than the December daily for December, on the YouTube. I don't do December daily, and so it's kind of sad because I watch videos all the time, but I skip over the December daily ones because it doesn't really interest me. It's not something that I will ever do. I already know myself. I get anxious just thinking of having to take pictures every day, and it's just me. And I have a couple of girls here, but I don't know. Anyway, it's not going to happen. And so anyway, I'm thinking of also, if I can figure out my camera angle stuff, I'll do some videos of actually creating the layouts instead of just doing a layout share. Anyway, if you have any questions, like if you want to know what the heck Meetup is, or like if my blog is Depleting the Stash at Blogspot, you go over there. There are a few of these pages on there. I'm not very good about posting on there very much either. I also have a Facebook page with Depleting the Stash, and I'm not so good at posting on there either. You know why? Because I'm creating these lovely pages. That's why. I would rather be creating than to do all the, social media stuff. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.